the point of view I will give you is a point of view of molecular biologist, okay, because I am, who became in fact a genomicist when genomics started developing about 15 years ago. So I would say that genomics is really a new approach, in fact, okay? So it started around 2000 or something like that. So we need this, and of course it's a tool. It's a tool that could be used by the breeders. So I would say that if the question is leading the future of breeding, yes, I would say that we need genomics to perhaps reinvent a way of breeding, okay? Perhaps we don't know yet how to use in a very efficient way all the data that we are producing currently, so massive data. Because we are, with genomics, we are changing scale. And the more we are discovering in genomics, the more we realize that we don't know, and we are thinking perhaps in a simple way. And with genomics, we need to have a different view of the plant. So yes, genomics is essential for the future and for the future of breeders, not only for breeders, but also for human therapy and etc. And I would say that yes, genomics, because it's the way of better understanding living organism, because DNA, it's the molecule that is shared by all the living organisms, and at the genome scale we will better understand. But currently we don't know yet. We don't know yet how to better improve this knowledge, because it's a very recent approach. It's a new approach, so it will drive, in fact, the way of breeding, but we don't know yet how. Okay, so perhaps breeders have to come into the lab to see how genomics are thinking, and perhaps also genomicists are to go to the field to exchange and to have a multidisciplinary approach in order to really use in a very efficient way all this massive data and new data that we are currently producing. I would say we can do both, in fact, okay? Because, as I said before, we don't know yet how to use all this data, but we can use at least some data, okay? We don't have a very complete view of how to manage the genome, but at least we have some data that can be used as a tool currently, okay? So we can do that, but of course we need to push the genome field at the basic level, okay? Because as it is a new way of thinking science, I think we have to push this, and so we have to have funds to do our research in this field. I am a genomicist and I am a molecular biologist, so I will put this in the genomic area. But of course we have to think how to use this data. So yes, it will be necessary to put in the way of breeding. But as I said, I think that we know breeders know very well the way of doing breeding, so at least with the tool that they have that they can handle now, okay? And they use some genomics data and they use some genomic tools. But to really change the way of breeding, we have to perhaps put much more effort on the genomic field, and so on the basic knowledge and how to really have a better way of how genome is going, and how the genome is really the basis for plant evolution and plant adaptation. And so we have to know that better, and so we have to push it this way. If we compare with the human effort, in fact, because they have more, more resources to do the research, they don't use currently all the genome data. So because, in fact, we faced a problem to how to use those data and how to better use all this, the new genome field, okay? So I remember, in terms of years, it's difficult to give you 5 to 10 years. So I would say that in the next 5 years, we will produce more and more data. And perhaps in the next 10 years, we will better know how to understand the data that we have produced. But this is necessary, okay? So we are producing data. We don't know yet how to manage them, but we need 5 more years. And perhaps in the next 10 years, we will see how to use them, how to better use them, how to better understand how plants evolve and adapt, and so use all the data that we will produce.